Good morning. It's just after 9 o'clock. This is KHEA, and this is Kickstart. My name is Gardy. I have a guest in studio, and we're going to be learning about everything that she has going on. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Can you introduce yourself and then share the name of your business and what you have going on?
Yeah, I'm Hosanna Rull, and I am owner of iRull Designs. It's a graphic design, web design, and photography business, and I work with combat sports and women-owned businesses.
Not only do you do that, you also work in the industrial industry because you kind of saved our hinds yesterday.
As of yesterday, now I work for the industrial business.
Yeah, so we got to work together. I wasn't out there because I was here, but what did you walk into? How did that go?
Well, I feel like I take pictures of action shots of people punching each other, so still machinery should have been pretty easy, which I think I got the hang of it. I played around with some lenses. I was like, okay, this is the lens I want to use, and just work with them angles, and looks like the client was happy about it.
Yes. So any of the staff, were you tempted to be like, okay, can you just do a swing or something? Like, give me a duck, give me some action shots.
When I do kind of like fight camp photo shoots at the gym, I have to tell them, like, this is not about your fight right now. It's about me getting the shots. So do like 3 hooks in a row or something like that. And
yeah.
Then, because sometimes like they're shadow boxing way too fast. I'm like, hold on. And then they're moving around and I'm like over here and then they shadow box over there. I'm like, I'm right here.
Yeah.
So
it's all about footwork though. They're like working around this imaginary opponent, and yeah, so
but,
it's
sometimes
interesting.
I'm like stare into my camera, throw some punches so I can get that really action shot, like close up into the eyes. So
cool. So combat sports. When did you get into combat sports? And then we're going to talk about the photography side as well.
Okay, combat sports started when I was like 5 years old. My dad was a boxer back in his day, and I grew up watching it with him. Every Saturday, if there was a fight. Back then, the thing was HBO. If there was a fight going on, we were watching it. We were right there. We would cancel whatever we had going on. We had to go home, rush home because there was a fight going on. And I don't know, like, something in me, like, I just fell in love with it as a kid. Like, I thought it was a beautiful art. My uncle also was really into boxing, so me and my dad would go to his house to watch it, and he would take me so I can go play with my cousins. But I wouldn't play with my cousins. I would sit on the couch with my dad and watch the fights.
Yeah.
And this happened consistently for years. And then I started, like, initiating, like, oh, there's a fight coming on. We need to go watch it. And then, like, I started bringing friends over to come watch fights. They were mostly guys because my girlfriends didn't care. And I don't know. Like, I just started buying fight posters. And then when I got into college, I started, like, leaning towards graphic design, like, when I was in mostly high school. And I was already enrolled in college when I was a sophomore in high school. And I had a big poster of Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson of their fight. And my mom was kind of like, what is this graphic design you're trying to be? Like, web? Like, what are you doing? And I just remember pointing at my poster. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if one day I could do that? And she kind of just gave me this look like, how would you even come about that? Like, how would you even do that? And I just, typical teenager, I'm like,
Yeah.
And then, like, I remember I turned back around to my computer to keep designing what I was designing. So I honestly, like, it's just, I just spoke into existence. I have no idea how. It just happened. I went from Savannah Boxing Gym to Maine Boxing Gym when I was about in my early 20s. And Lou Severies was promoting shows at the time, and he found out that I was a graphic designer. He asked me if I could design his fight posters for his shows at the Houston Club. And then another promoter heard about me, and then that's just how. And then I got so busy, I was like, I need to make this a thing. So
right, yeah. So when did you start training? In your 20s, or did you start when you were young?
My dad trained me at home.
Okay.
And then when he passed away, I went to a boxing gym in Houston, and I never said, like, oh, my dad was a boxer or anything. I was just shadow boxing. They're like, have you done this before?
Be like, no, not at all. Step in the ring. It's my first time, right? Yeah. So watching those matches growing up, is there one specific one that sticks out to you, or even like a fighter that y'all always had to catch?
Chavez.
Like,
yeah, that Chavez and Tyson. Like, we talked about, me and my mom, even to this day, she remembers, we would joke about how she would, go to the kitchen and make the popcorn, and she would come back and the fight was over. And I remember Chavez.
Yeah.
And then Chavez fights. I remember my dad like really, really into him, getting like not emotional, but like, oh man, he lost. Type of thing. Of course, I saw De La Hoya come up, Fernando Vargas, Arturo Gatti, the trilogy with Ward. Like, those are the fights that are just in my brain. The trilogy with Barrera Morales. So.
Yeah, so you mentioned most of the time it would be the guys, the friends that would come over. Was there any of the girls like what?
They
why are
would
you
come
into this?
over too, but they were just not interested in what was going on TV. And I was crazy. I would pace back and forth. I would get so nervous when I would watch my fighter fight. I would get so into it. Now, throughout the years, like I can just kind of watch it. I'm like, well, yay. But it's rare that I get out of character. But but when I was younger, oh man, like I would get so nervous. I would have to like go to the other room to calm down and then come back.
What about now? So you were just this past weekend at the Fury fighting event, and you were working it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an intense situation. Do you ever get like nerves there, or you have nerves of steel now?
Not always. So Cameron Gravespot, who's my teammate, I do get a little shaky there. But the main event, oh my goodness. If y'all missed it, y'all need to log on to UFC Fight Pass and watch it. Like, after the fight was over, I let go this big sigh because apparently I was holding my breath.
The whole time. Yeah.
So, yeah, I do get a little, I get excited.
Yeah.
You know, I look forward to it. But not like before where I had to like leave the room, regroup, and then come back.
Right. You know, sometimes I'll watch a fight like on my phone, or if I'm in bed, because sometimes those like I'm looking at the UFC fights. Those fights will happen, you know, a little bit later, and then it's like I can't go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to go to sleep now? I'm all hyped up, or like this adrenaline just from watching something.
Yeah.
It does something to you.
Exactly. Yeah. When I came home from the Fury show, I didn't even have UFC Fight Pass yet. I went ahead and got it and watched the fights again because, like you said, like, how am I supposed to lay down and chill now? Like,
yeah.
No. I need the action to continue.
Did you say you watched it multiple times?
Yes, and then I watched it the next morning while I ate my breakfast.
So it was that good. The event overall, how would you say everything was handled and stuff? Was it good? Good time?
Like, props to Eric and his team. Like, he really did his thing. Like, everything ran so smoothly, and I would assume he has no complaints on how the UFC Fight Pass, his first UFC Fight Pass show, went on, because I think everything went on smoothly, on time.
It was sold out.
It was.
Like, at least a week before, you could not get in. So you had to watch it on UFC Fight Pass, which is awesome that that's available now. And that was the first time that they made that switch. So that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and
I had people tell me, like, oh, yeah, I think I'm going to go. Well,
no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not going to go.
You shouldn't have waited, yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the promotions that you work with now?
I work with Next Fight Up, which is a boxing promotion. El Tigre Promotions, and Third Coast Grappling, and Garcia Promotions, which includes Fury FC and Submission Hunter Pro. Submission
Hunter, okay. So is there any promotion out there that you're looking to hopefully work with in the future?
No. What I would love is like to grow with the promotions I am currently working, like Tigre Promotions. Like, if I could do more for them, I would love to, like social media, graphics, and stuff like that. Like, they become your people,
right?
Like, Next Fight Up, like me and Forrest, and Joe, like, I would love to do a lot more for them, like graphics wise and stuff like that, not just show up on Fight Night and take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just become so appreciative that they trust me. So like thank you. So like I get all in my feelings. So like I just want to like do a little bit more and help out more in whatever way I can. As far as other shows, of course I see graphics online. I'm like, ugh, let me do your stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I've done photos for Premier Boxing Gym. I mean, Premier Boxing Championships.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. I've done a couple of Showtime shows. So if I could do fight posters for like one of the big time, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just one time, like, hey, we need this done. Just kind of how I did freelance photography for them. That would be really cool.
Cool. So it started with making flyers for the fights and events that are coming up. Then that turned into, let me photograph for those.
Right. So I needed the fighters. A lot of them were new on Lou's show, and they were coming from out of town, and we didn't have a good photo for them to use on the poster. And so I just had my little digital camera taking pictures of them. I was with my little digital camera ringside of Lou's shows, like, hey, let's go ahead and take some pictures of the fights. They're terrible, all of them. And
like looking back now, they were terrible, or like in the moment, it was like, these look awesome.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, look at that hook I got.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was all blurred. No, it was nothing I would claim now. And then one manager, Jay Johns from ATR, he says, like, hey, you take pictures. Can you take pictures of my fighters fight? And I'm like, I need a camera. I didn't have a camera. So I asked a friend to borrow his camera, who he wasn't even a photographer. He got his camera for his family photos. So he didn't know how to use it. I definitely didn't know how to use it. And somehow I still got the knockout shot.
That's all you need, right?
That fight.
Yeah.
A hook to the head, and I got it. And then, of course, all this was for fun. It was not a business. And it was getting me to the best seat of the house. So I kept doing it. And then kind of like another promotion hears from me. And then, like, it just became a business. Like, just doing what you love, it eventually turned into my baby.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing it when it started as a business?
As a business, 5 years. We just turned 5 years in February 12th.
Okay. And if somebody has never heard of, iRull, can you kind of walk through all of the different things that you offer?
Yeah. So for combat sports, I offer fight night, obviously, action shots coverage. That can include behind the scenes, like the guys getting wrapped up and warming up. I also design their fight posters. I design them poster size and social media size, so that includes your Facebook banner and your Instagram square size, because I hate it when they crop my photos. So I have like, all right, now I have to include a square one because some people don't know how to post on Instagram. Yeah. And then I've done also, not much recently, but I've done also social media management for the promotion for a specific event. So, for example, for the Showtime show that Lou did, I would post like 3 days away, triple header, and I was posting about 3 times a day. And I would create the graphics, I create the content, and I would post it. That was a really fun job. I designed from media credentials to the pamphlet that they pass out at the door, the fight cards, like anything media-wise that you need designed. I've pretty much done it.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. So whenever it comes being in that, I guess, in that industry, do you find that a lot of gyms and promotions have, a knowledge of it, or is it more like, hey, you need to be doing this, or you gotta promote your fights on social media, or I assume there's probably some old school people and some that are not.
But I really assume that nowadays they can see, like, one of my favorite Instagram feeds is Bare Knuckle Boxing. I think they promote very, very good. Their graphics are amazing. So, like, there's a lot of promotions out there who are doing their thing, and I would assume, like, they kind of see, like, oh, well, we don't look like that. And I don't think there's not many people that do what I do that specify in combat sports. But little by little, I've had another promotion contact me, like, hey, I saw what you did for Fury. I'm like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that.
I did that.
And they just went through a whole revamp, right?
Yeah, we redesigned we created a Fury FC website. It didn't exist.
It was was it a Garcia Promotions website before? Or
it was just Garcia Promotions, and then we split the two. We now have a SubmissionHunterPro.tv website and FuryFC.tv website.
Okay.
So if you want to apply to one, you go to Submission Hunter or Fury. Both events are separate. Both ticket sales are separate. But you can go to GarciaPromotions.com, and then you can pick which promotion you want to go to.
So Submission Hunter, were they just in Oklahoma, or were they just in North Texas or something?
They're just in Oklahoma, and then we have a Houston one Sunday, and then we have McAllen coming up, and I think even Orlando. So
whenever they have like McAllen or Houston, do you go to some of these, or does it depend?
I used to travel a lot, but honestly, with my workload, I'm sticking with home right now.
Yeah.
Workload and the pandemic as well. I do have an 80-year-old mom at home, so I like to stay home.
Yes. I understand. Yeah, and it's nice. So the events are starting to come back. Last year, what did that look like for you as a business owner whenever they kind of shut down everything that was happening? Were you looking to venture into other forms of photography, work with gyms, or what were you able to do, or if anything?
I lay down. I was fine at the beginning. Like, I welcomed my downtime. But honestly, like, that's one thing I learned, like, the digital world, the online world is not going to crash. So I told you about my client who was selling PPE. So she was a big project I had to work on. Clients who, like, I had an esthetician and massage therapist who were like, now we need an online presence because obviously their businesses were hurting. Third Coast Grappling still had events going on. So I didn't have that much downtime, honestly. And then the downtime that I did have, I restructured my business behind the scenes. I created I rebranded basically. I got my invoices and everything going on to automate everything, automated emails. So I had to type up all the emails. So I did a lot of work behind the scenes as well. So I didn't have much downtime.
Yes. Yeah. That's good to stay busy. So, before we went on air, you were sharing about something else that you kind of offer, and you work with, women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses. Can you share about that?
Yeah. So I went to a Glory kickboxing fight to shoot, and one of my friends, Jessica from Rabati Team MMA, she saw me. I'm like, hey, we call each other jiu-jitsu cousins, and she kind of like reminded me, like, man, girl, you're doing your thing. Like, I'm so proud of you. And it kind of hit me. I was like, oh, wow, like, I kind of am. Like, yeah. I set a goal, and now I'm doing it. Like, I hadn't really thought about it. And, like, I really wanted to give that opportunity to other women. And I remember how hard it was to get started, especially in the male-dominated industry in combat sports. I really wanted to give women that opportunity to work from home, to have more flexibility in their lives, to create a life that they can have a career and be at home with their families. So I rebranded it with women-owned businesses, and basically I have different packages for any startup business. Like, it's very budget-based. Like, you tell me what you can afford, and then we'll go from there. And, of course, I have packages for already well-established businesses that they're ready to upgrade and do more. But, like, my heart is really with the women who are like, I think I have this idea, and I think I can make something out of it. And, like, yes, girl, let's do it. So that's my passion right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so you had mentioned earlier your friend started a PPE business with, like, vending machines?
Vending machines. So in the vending machines, and she'll, like, pitch to different businesses. Like, she grand opened at a hotel. So her first client was the Marriott Hotel downtown.
Wow.
And they have a PPE machine now, and they have, like, masks and sanitizers and gloves and things like that. And I think she's been doing really well. Like, she's had other businesses reach out to her to have a vending machine. And
yeah, that's cool.
It's something that she just thought of during the pandemic. She was on maternity leave, and like she went back to work after her maternity leave, but she already has this going on. So I think that I was so proud of her. I was so excited for her.
So how about this? This is not necessarily about this, but if you have a promotion or even like a business owner that comes to you with like a bad idea, do you kind of just be like, that's a great idea, or be like, try and put it in a way to where it's like, because I was talking to someone yesterday, and at the end of the day, giving what the client wants is what's important.
Yeah.
Even if it sometimes isn't the best idea, if it's like, well, why do you want that design? What are you trying to achieve? Is there a way to gracefully kind of get to an understanding, or you just be like, yeah, I'll get you what you want?
That happened before. I remember he wanted non-disclosure of this big business idea that he had, and he told me about it, and I'm like...
that was it, yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, do your thing. Like, who am I to say no? Don't worry, you're safe. Honestly, like, I kind of let them go with it. I make a suggestion. Well, what if we did this way? What if we recommend? But I've learned a lot throughout my mistakes, and maybe it would have worked for them. Like, I just created my own niche, my own little thing, like graphic designs for combat sports. Maybe his thing was the next great idea too.
Yeah.
So I don't really like try to take that away from them. I do make suggestions, I do make recommendations, and I explain to them why. And usually are like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. But if they like, hey, I really want to do my own thing, yeah,
let him go. Yeah. So here's a comment I want to read. This is from Diego Reyes. I love Diego. He's the best, right? He said, talking about you, he said, she is the best combat sports photographer in Texas.
Oh, thank you.
That's some pretty big praise right there.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you agree?
Ew.
Are you the best? Right?
I don't know if I'm the best technique-wise. I still have, like, I don't know what settings to use. Oh, they changed the lighting mid-fight. Yeah. Like, hold on. I don't think I'm the best technically, but I think because I grew up in fight sports, literally, I like to capture the emotional side of fighting. And there is. Like, I'd rather watch that stare between the coach and the fighter rather than him landing a punch. I'd rather, capture the fighter, like, digging deep. And, like, I'd rather capture that kind of stuff. I like to capture the family cheering for them. I did the same for Silva and Vergara this weekend. I wasn't really focused so much on them walking out. I went to the crowd, and Vergara brought San Antonio with him, so I took pictures of that, and I saw Silva's daughter and his wife, cheering for him as he was walking out. Like, that to me is beautiful. Like, I like capturing the emotional side of the fight, and I think that's what may set me apart.
Yeah, I think that if you get that photo or that moment, it tells a story, and it's a still shot, but it still tells a story with just that one moment that's captured.
Yeah, and actually, one of my other clients, Baby Bull Boxing, that he has me come in to take pictures of his classes for content for his social media. And he pretty much told me the same thing, why he wanted to go with me. He's like, he had somebody else doing the pictures, and he had two guys spar, and they were just like really giving it their all. And he's like, he didn't really feel like the photographer really captured that, like that one more round mentality. And so, like, that's Brian Caldwell told me that's why he decided to reach out to me instead. And I've been taking his pictures for his classes consistently. So I think that's maybe being a female, like, I'm able to see the emotional side of fighting a little bit more. I get more excited out of that instead of just the punches landing and the kicks landing.
And I wonder if that's, I guess, instinct from growing up in it and just knowing exactly what's going on, or even participating in combat sports yourself, just knowing what's going through the head, opposed to somebody who hasn't done that.
Right, yeah. So. Like, for example, I've also been told, like, from other photographers, like, they'll have somebody cover for them, and they're just taking pictures of them and sitting in guard. It's like things like that.
Well, so we were shooting some video of some jiu-jitsu happening, and my coworker, he's never trained or done anything. He's like, it's so hard to shoot it, but he doesn't know what's happening or what's going through the head, or like what's the angle. Sometimes it's too close,
Yeah.
And just like, because whenever I look at something, you usually try and look at somebody's face because you can see their emotion or try and capture that way. But in combat sports, sometimes you don't get to see people's faces or know where you need to be or to position to be able to capture that stuff. And so it's definitely something that you can't just go out with no experience and nail it on the first time, even if you're the best.
Right. And just with also, I think how it gives me a little bit of a leg up is training myself. When I watch the fights, I can time what they're doing as well, especially if I'm doing fight camp photo shoots, like of them sparring, stuff like sparring's a little bit slower, and fighters are usually working on something specifically when they're sparring, so they do it over and over, so it's a little easier for me to time their punches and stuff like that.
What about you competing? Is there any plans for that?
There's always plans to compete, but like, my business is so big, and if I really had to prioritize, like, there's no way. Like, my business, like, comes way before training and competing. But yeah, I do miss it a lot.
Just get Eric to put you on first. Be like, I want a super fight first, and then I'm just gonna grab my camera, like, just walk off the platform and just go.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I did do a last minute super fight. And yeah, just got down the stairs, right back to my post, and started taking pictures. But like, when I did that, I've noticed, like, customer service priority to me, and like if I have my bookings, like they deserve. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I missed your match because I was warming up. Like,
Yeah.
no.
So how does that work with the bookings?
So just go to iRullPhotos.com/exclusive for your exclusive coverage. And I don't just do super fights or MMA fights. Actually, I have a lot of mixed martial arts schools. I have Taekwondo schools reach out to me to take pictures of their, and you just fill out the form, let me know what you want, have a good idea, and obviously reach back. For the bookings, you just pick the event that I'll be at. People think I'll just go anywhere.
Sometimes with the prices, right? It's like, if it makes sense, like, yeah, I can go anywhere. Anything's possible, right?
Yeah. So usually I let the promoter ahead of time or whoever is putting together the tournament. Hey, I'm going to be at your event. I'm going to start taking bookings, and they're like, go for it. Texas Grappling Challenge, who is now Battleground. They're also one of my biggest clients. I do mostly their graphic design. So they have one coming up at the NRG. So I already told him, like, I'll be taking bookings for that event. He's like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. What do you think the potential is for some of these promotions in Texas? What do you think the next couple years hold? I mean, they even since I've been paying attention the last couple years, there's been a lot of growth.
Yeah, like actually me and Eric just talked about that at our last meeting when we finally decided to put out there that he was on UFC Fight Pass. Like, even, like you said, like, when I've started going around MMA, maybe about 7 years ago, like, the growth and the quality of the fights are on a different level, for sure. Like, so many fighters are involved now with his shows that he's able to match make and make amazing fights like this past weekend.
I was watching the prelims on Facebook that they had put out, and there was nobody speaking English, and I just thought it was interesting. There was people from literally all over just communicating and watching, and I was kind of typing some stuff from KHEA, like, what's up? Where y'all watching from? Because I always think about that, like, to do engagement and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fun. But that's one thing I noticed, and I just thought it was interesting. I was like, that's really cool. Because social media, UFC Fight Pass, in the past, you have to be there, and now it's like it's literally all you can access this from anywhere. There can be fighters that come from another country and come compete, and their people are going to watch.
Specifically about this weekend, there was a fighter from Brazil and a fighter from Cuba, and like I know what we're talking about now. Like, I saw like somebody checking in, hey, I'm here from Spain. I'm like, wow. So it's pretty awesome seeing.
Yeah, I could tell. I was like, that's not like, I was reading. I was like, that's not. Is that Portuguese? Like, I don't know what it is. Yeah. I just thought it was interesting. Cool. So what's the goal for you in the future? Are you looking to expand in the business and take other things, including combat sports and growing as well, or what do you think?
I think with combat sports, I'm just kind of like letting it happen organically. As you can see, like we just talked about, like the industry is growing so much, so the workload's coming on its own. Especially when you work with promoters like Eric and Forrest and Chris from El Tigre Promotions. Like, they're grinding, like their events, I can already tell that they're growing. So the workload on that part, it's coming. For my women-owned businesses, honestly, like, I'm just so blessed. Like, I don't really have to like look for work. And if you go to my social media, like, I can go weeks without posting because I'm just busy working. Like, and I have that fear that if I post more, will I get more work? And then, like I said, customer service is priority to me. Like, I don't want to make them like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm booked till next couple of months. So, like, my workload comes a little bit organically. But one of the things I really want to do, and it's for my female fighters and my female business owners, I would really love to get into boudoir photography. Me and my boyfriend looking into buying a home, and I would really like to set up my studio there, and not just do boudoir, but and do family portraits and stuff like that. We even talk about how we're gonna set up a garden and stuff so that I can do outdoor photo shoots in our backyard.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I think that's my main goal right now. Like my future.
Are you going to stay in that same area, or were you looking to relocate to get a house?
We're looking somewhere maybe Copperfield, Katy area, something a little close to our gyms.
Okay. That's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, even out there, you can easily get to, like, get out of Houston if you need to go, like, San Antonio, Austin, or, like, get into Houston. It's just, it seems like it's a good spot if you need to travel and stuff. So.
Yeah, and if I do travel, like, for example, for Eric's shows or any shows, I will do Austin, San Antonio, maybe Dallas. That 4-hour drive, for some reason, that extra hour is just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But my boyfriend has family in Dallas, so sometimes we're like, all right, let's go ahead and make the drive. But I do have 4 dogs, so I don't want to leave them at home.
Got to take them all?
Do
you take them all to Dallas? I was like, oh, that'd be a fun trip.
No. They stay at home. But that's another reason why I don't travel much, because they need a lot of supervision.
Yeah. All right. So is there anything else you'd like to share today, this morning?
Just, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much to the fight community, jiu-jitsu community. Boxing community is so deep in my heart. Like, I started with the boxing promotions, like fighters like Miguel Flores and Pablo Cruz. They're just doing their thing. Watch them grow in what they're doing. Pablo's got this new gym. Miguel's made it to the MGM Grand for a pay-per-view title fight. Like, watching them, capturing all of that for me, like, it's just gives me warm, fuzzy feelings. I'm just really grateful. Like, honestly, like, I'm just a girl who was like, who am I to ever start a business? Like, and to have the response that I've received, like, I'm just so grateful. I'm just humbled. Like, I have nothing else to say.
Here's one more comment from Diego. He said to move down to Galveston County, which I think is a great idea. It's beautiful here. There's a lot of homes that are available.
Babe, do you want to move to Galveston?
Let's go. There's all kinds of really cool things going on. Trust me, I get to hang out and experience them every day. But thank you so much for making time and hanging out today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right, social media. Feel free to share this out and go check out iRull Designs and Photos. What's your website?
iRullDesigns.com.
iRull. Jordan with the Texas City Lamarck Chamber of Commerce. I got Rayanne with Mainland City Center and the Texas Entertainment Experience. And Jordan, how's it going at the Chamber? What you been up to, man?
Busy, man. It's been a crazy last couple of days. Got a couple events coming up soon. Got our annual banquet coming up. It is March 25th. We have very limited tables available right now. It's been crazy with everything going on. But yeah, if you guys want to reach out, call me or Jessica. We'll be happy to try to help you guys out.
Okay, so it's going to be in person, and I think it may be available to watch online.
Yeah, so it's in person. Like I said, limited tables available, but there also is a way to watch it online, courtesy of Gardy. So yeah, there's 2 ways to kind of see what's going on.
Okay, and that's going to be in Texas City at the Doyle Center, right?
At the Doyle Center, yes, sir.
Awesome. Okay, so we have a guest in studio. I'm excited about it. Who do we have here today, Jordan?
So we have Rayanne. She is here with the Mainland City Center, but she's going to be talking about the Texas Experience. There's a soft opening going on Friday, March 12th, and we're super excited.
Rayanne, why did it take you so long to get into the studio here at KHEA Radio? I'm excited you're here.
I'm just really busy, Gardy.
Yeah. You are. And there's a lot going on at Mainland City Center. A lot's happened. There's going to be a soft opening on Friday. What have you been up to?
Yeah, so we are super busy right now preparing for that opening of Texas Entertainment Experience. Our crews are working night and day. We are a little bit behind track due to that ice storm, so we're not quite ready, but we know you guys are. We know that the community is ready for a fantastic spring break attraction, so we have been preparing for that. We have go-karts coming in. The tracks are being laid as we speak. Our arcade games are being connected. Our virtual reality is ready to go. Soon we will have mini bowling and a skating rink. The trampolines have been deep cleaned, and all of that foam is being reloaded in, and we're getting everything ready for that opening on Friday.
Opening on Friday for spring break, just in time. And if I understand correctly, there's going to be all kinds of really fun things.
Yeah.
What's something you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah. Okay. So, like we talked about in our live video earlier this week. No, last week. Has it already been a week?
Time flies.
Wow. So, in our last live video, I shared that I'm really, really ready for those go-karts, and that's still very much the case. Like, I wish that they were already installed and ready to go. I'm pumped to race on those.
So, I heard a rumor that I may have started that there's going to be like a Corn Dog 7 race car. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Nope, think it's just a rumor.
But that would be really cool. So there's going to be go-karts, and it's all inside, right?
Yeah. So everything is indoors. It is 7 attractions in one. Ropes course and zip line. That'll span over the arcade section. And then the go-kart track kind of wraps up and around. We've got some really fantastic redemption prizes coming in. We've got an Xbox, sound bars, Nintendo Switches, all that good stuff. We are working on having some themed cars. We'll probably start with our MCC restaurants before we reach out to Corn Dog 7. But I'll see what I can do.
It's like a restaurant hall of fame. Like there has to be a restaurant like Garfield's. Y'all remember Garfield's, the restaurant? Y'all are too young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
It used to be where Stat was.
Oh, okay.
It used to be a Garfield's back in the day. There needs to be a tilt car. Used to be have the tilt arcade.
Yeah.
And then we need the legendary Corn Dog 7. It's the number 7 car. It makes sense. It's yellow, beautiful, like mustard.
Yeah, like mustard. Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we can reach out. There is one Corn Dog 7 that's operational still, isn't there?
I understand.
Like
they're
the
getting mail.
original-
They're getting mail.
The original, we do still get Corn Dog 7 mail. But I believe that there is like the original restaurant that's still operational. So maybe we can reach out to them for some stickers or something.
I want to reach out to them about success stories. You know, I want to hear what happened, the rise and fall of Corn Dog 7. You know, what happened? The recipes were great. You know, obviously the location was phenomenal. You know, what happened? So that way we can avoid that in the future in anything that I'm involved with. Because sometimes you just rise too fast and sometimes you fall even harder. But Corn Dog 7 could live in the legendary Hall of Fame of the Texas Entertainment Experience's go-karts, like right there painted on the side.
It could be the winning. Like it could be the luckiest
The fastest.
winning,
Yeah,
the fastest go-kart. Absolutely.
Yes.
I think they just went... Sorry, guys. I think that they just went back home. Like I think that it was like an out-of-state thing, and they weren't from Texas. And I think that, or maybe they're from far from Texas City, Texas.
Yeah.
I read the history on it one time because you kept, Corn Dog 7 Facebook page kept commenting on our stuff.
I'm intrigued.
I wonder who manages that page.
I'm intrigued. That's interesting. It's not me. It really isn't. It really isn't me. Okay, so Mainland City Center has been through, and it's still continuing to be renovated. I got a tour the other day of the entertainment experience, but there's also all these restaurants that are coming, and there's a bunch of other stuff. What else do we have going on?
Yeah, so we have 6 restaurants coming in, so we will total 7 dining establishments, locally owned dining establishments at Mainland City Center. So Stute Garden, they also own Bruchachos. There's a location in Galveston already. Bruchachos is coming in. They're going to have a really fantastic, large courtyard area, which will be great for all of their events that they put on. We have Big Phil, Soul and Creole, and Pit Stop is opening another location. So those will be our first 2 restaurants that open up in April, right after Tex gets open. After that, we'll move on to Grazia, Brick and Spoon, and then Java Owl. So those will come probably April, May, a little bit closer to summer.
Okay, so I just want to tag Texas Entertainment Experience, and I have to apologize because I knew there was something about the spelling that was
The X.
The X.
Yeah.
And so in the description of this video, I put with an E, and that's wrong. That's wrong. So I tagged it. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you go click on that. So if somebody wants to enter, is it like a ticketed thing, or is everything priced individually? How does it going to work?
Yeah, so spring break is going to be a little bit different because we don't have all of our attractions open just yet. This is just a soft opening. So right now we're just doing a la carte. We're not going to sell day passes. So you can buy a couple hours for jump. You can do a couple races. You can, pick and choose what you want to do. After that, once all of our attractions are open, you'll have the option of doing something a la carte. You can combo loco it and buy just 2 attractions, or you can get a full day pass where you can do all of the attractions and then have like a $10 or $20 gameplay card for the arcade. So those prices are going up online. We've been getting lots of comments. Those prices are going up online today.
So what's the overall vision for Mainland City Center? Like, just family entertainment fun? What is it?
Yeah, so Jerome has a real passion for investing in his communities and repurposing things. He's not really a developer, he's a redeveloper. And so he really, really wants to create a location in Galveston County that is a family entertainment destination. It's a one-stop shop. It's somewhere where you can bring kids of all ages and do all sorts of different attractions, whether you're going to the gym and working out as a family, going to eat, attending one of our vendor festivals, craft festivals, or going to Tex and spending your day playing. So each of the attractions that are coming in more and more are going to be geared towards family-friendly fun and creating a safe environment in Texas City and Galveston County.
If I understand correctly, I think where Sears was, is that going to be the gym, or what kind of flip-flop is going on?
Yeah. So World Gym is currently located upstairs in what we call the World Gym building by the old Palais Royal, and it is moving into the Sears location. So probably this summer is when that is expected to open, and it will be the largest World Gym in the United States.
So that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I know when we had altitude, it was the largest altitude.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just like how Jerome rolls?
That's exactly how we roll, right?
Right.
So Jerome describes himself as a scrappy kid from Oakdale, Louisiana, with a chip on his shoulder. And so nothing makes him want to excel more than overcoming that and becoming bigger and better with every single project that he does. I would say Mainland City Center is definitely one of his biggest projects, but it's not the first time that he's taken on something like this. And he likes to be told he can't do something because then he does.
Do you ever have to tell him that? Is it ever like you'd be like, hey, realistically, I don't know if we can do this or not, and how does that go?
I try not to. I
Right.
try not to challenge him. He's got a pretty brilliant vision. Usually by the time I'm finding out about it, he's already bought it. So at that point,
makes
there's
sense.
no sense in backtracking. But our team, it kind of shares that mindset. We've all got the JMK5 hustle down is what we call it. So we're moving and grooving and making these things come to life.
Yeah, Jordan, you grew up in Galveston, right?
I did.
Yeah, and I guess Galveston's a tourism destination. There is some fun things that you can do. What do you think about Mainland City Center opening the Texas Entertainment Experience? You think that's needed for our area?
Yes, very much so. It's awesome because, like, if you think of things like main event, I mean, you'd have to drive up 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Now it's 20 minutes away. It's right there, and you kind of have everything, whether it's restaurants, arcade games, bowling, things like that. The go-karts, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely needed. Definitely.
Also, like the locally owned restaurant, that's what makes it even different and set apart as well, because you can go talk to the individual owners. You can meet Jerome because I'm sure he's there all the time. You'll see him walking around the property, making sure it's running right, and the Rand's working.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what we say with the chamber. It's like shop local. You can do everything right there.
Yeah. What is something that you think could be added? I like just to throw suggestions out and just walk away.
Corn
like
dog 7.
Everybody, like corn dog. Yeah, we need a corn dog 7, right? What's something else do you think that would be fun that they could add there?
So it's definitely like what we were talking about earlier with so they're having a little mini bowling that I think it was. So it's kind of like a virtual bowling thing. What we were talking about, me and Gardy, earlier before we got on, was a golf situation, kind of like a golf simulator. Get to play courses, get to play, have food, drinks, things like that. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah,
Jordan played in college. That's what he got. That's what he went for. So he's pretty good. Do you play golf, Rand?
No.
Yeah, me either.
No.
I can help you guys.
That's what I want. I told Jordan, I was like, we need to go to Top Golf. Like, I've never played ever, and I feel like you could teach me. Just like being around people that are good, you kind of just like elevate yourself on accident.
Right. For sure.
So does Jerome? Does he play golf?
I don't think Jerome plays golf. I know that they're fairly like an active family, of course. His son was a very talented football player, but I don't know if Jerome plays golf specifically.
Yeah. How would you describe the team that kind of manages everything? Because I always have a blast. Whenever I go, things are like going and touring Texas Entertainment Experience. A lot of it's done, but there's a lot that still, is going to be done. It's a soft opening, but I always have a fun time, and I'm not even like playing video games. It's just like hanging out. How would you describe that environment and that work culture, I guess?
Yeah, so we're all pretty high energy. Everybody kind of, like I said, shares that JMK5 hustle, and everyone from our construction manager Ryan Stubbs down to even just like our more normal hourly employees. We're all kind of used to these kind of timelines and these kind of creations of projects, and we all keep a positive attitude. Jerome is just as quick to cut a joke with us as anybody. I mean, I've definitely been in meetings where he made me watch clips of Talladega Nights because it was like his favorite section of the movie. So,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that we are just kind of like in the grindstone all the time because we're producing all of these things so quickly. But there is a lot of fun that we have on property, and you can catch me stealing a gator a couple days a week and live videoing while I'm doing it. So it's a really fun environment.
Yeah. So here's a comment from Jessica at the Tech City Lamarck Chamber. She said she can't wait to check it out. And I think that would be a fun experience. For the chamber, there's like the young professionals, and there's events that are going to be happening in the future where they could go meet at Mainland City Center, the Texas Entertainment Experience, and have a great time.
Yeah, for sure. I know the next 2 months for our young professionals, we're going to be online still. But after that, we're planning to get in person, and that's the perfect opportunity. I'd love to get something going on over there.
Yeah, there was before everything went virtual. I know they would meet regularly, and sometimes even go just to different places. So it was always a really cool thing. And I always wonder, do I count? Am I young enough?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, sure. If you feel like
look
let's
young.
go.
Yeah.
I'm 45. I'm just kidding.
You're
I'm not
right
45.
I was gonna say, so it's 21 to 45. You're right on the cusp.
Can you make a gif of my face dropping?
I saw. Got that.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's good. Right now it's 10:26. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name's Guardia. Hanging out with Jordan and Rayanne. Jordan's with the Chamber. Rayanne's with Mainland City Center and the Texas Entertainment Experience with an X. So make sure that you go search that on Facebook. Give it a like. Y'all are very active on social media and have been giving a lot of updates on the progress as it goes. What's some of the feedback that y'all have heard so far?
It really genuinely all has been positive. We are so incredibly blessed for the support that we receive from not only the Texas City and Lamarck community, but Galveston County as a whole. We have been very, very fortunate that everybody is super supportive. They're really, really excited about what's to come. We've got a ton of feedback from people who are excited about the job opportunities. They're excited about the restaurants. They're excited about having a safe space to take their kids to play for spring break or for summer. It's all been really, really fantastic.
Here's a comment. This is from Joanna with Coastal Community. She said it would be good to have and that's a local credit union. They're awesome. They have branches in Galveston, and then they have a branch in Lamarck as well, and I think they're expanding in the future. Yeah. I said, well, we did a Shine on Lamarck with them the other day, but she said it would be good for team building for the people, and I just asked if I could come. I would love to be able to attend. I'm not officially on the team, but I like the community. I feel like I'm part of the team on the community side, right?
There's a skydiving, or not skydiving, there's
coming,
right?
Yeah. It'll be with our outdoor green space.
Okay, cool. So that's in the future.
Yeah, that is coming.
Can we talk about that? Are you allowed to talk about what's coming outdoor?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. What's coming outdoor?
So it's kind of changing a little bit here and there, but the big plan is to have an outdoor green space. It's like an indoor but outdoor. It's one of those tubes. I'm butchering this. My boss is going to kill me, but it's one of the tubes that you skydive, but it'll be outdoor. But I think technically it's indoor because you're enclosed in a space. Yeah. So that'll be in that greenery area located over near Pit Stop. Big grounds for, outdoor festivals, live music, that sort of thing, big Texas fountain. So just a nice space for families to be able to relax outside, and then we can do those outdoor events. All of the restaurants, excluding Bruchachos, will have indoor and outdoor dining. So you can sit on the patio while your kids run around the green and play. So
that's fun. And I know there was plans for some events last year, and then with the way everything went, they kind of had to put a halt on it. But now with the way the numbers are going, with the ordinances that are being lifted and changed, it looks like it's, we're allowed to meet outside. It's the safest place that you can be, I guess, and more people are getting vaccinated and everything else. I went and filmed at UTMB yesterday. I was like, you guys got any extra vaccines laying around? Just like pop one in me. It would be good to go. I had COVID, and I was like, why not, I guess.
Yeah.
Just roll of the dice. See what happens.
we're ready to go. We're ready to have those events up and going once again. We've been doing some smaller stuff. Southern Comforts is one of our tenants. She owns a boutique, but Carly, and now Carly is tag teaming with a lot of our incoming tenants, both with Big Phil and Arnold at Pit Stop. So there's a ton of events coming to MCC. I think there's like a fajita and margarita festival coming up in May. I hear that they're going to have maybe a guest judge named Gardy.
I'm trying. I always put my name in the hat. If there's a food competition and they need judges, there's even a class that you can take to be a pro judge. You just carry that card around, or I just like get a jacket or a shirt made that says I'm a pro judge.
You need the card so that you're not just like eating food for no reason. You know?
Yeah. Then it's an excuse. You know, it's a valid reason. I'm helping
it's a job.
the community. It's my career.
I'm gonna have to hop in that.
Yeah. Jordan, let's go. I was talking to Arnold about it. He was like, I think it's like $100, and they kind of tell you what to look for as you're doing these competitions. But yeah, a fajita. Cook-off competition right there in the parking lot at Mainland City Center. You'll have the space there. So so that'll be in that nice like green space, or that's where those kinds of events will take place.
Awesome.
With outdoor skydiving, have you ever done anything like that before?
No,
me either.
No, I mean like I fall a lot, so that's kind of the closest that I'm gonna get to, letting gravity work against me. So
yeah, I'm not really into the skydive thing, like the real one or the the one
or the like semi-real one.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it's still real. I need to witness it.
Yeah,
but
I'm definitely not gonna be the first one.
Yeah, I'll go second. Yeah. No, I won't go at all.
I bet we can get Jerome in there.
You think he would do it?
I bet we can get Jerome in there. Yeah, I know he's already planning to like race us on go-karts, and I already told him we have to bowl. So
yeah, very cool.
That's awesome.
All right, so remind everybody one more time. So when's it opening? When and how can they get tickets, and why should they come?
Yeah, so Texas Entertainment Experience is opening this Friday, March 12th at 5 p.m. Tickets will be available at the door, possibly online Friday. We are working we're working late hours trying to get that all up. All of the pricing will be available today, though, so you can plan ahead. Worst comes to worst, you can just buy at the door at your arrival. Come, because it's a fantastic attraction. We're bringing a ton of fun entertainment to you guys for spring break. Get out of the house. It's going to be a great experience.
And then I know there's going to be like party rooms that are going to be built and developed, and it's going to be like the ultimate place to just like hang out or just have a good time.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're getting a lot of comments about that too. We are not booking parties just yet. We want to make sure that all of our attractions are open and going before we start booking parties. You will be able to do those online at our website though, at Texas Entertainment X, like with an experience.com. All of those pricings will be loaded in later this week, but we do have 13 party rooms coming in. 8 of those are double decker, so they overlook the entire attraction, and they're at the front half, and then we have some more in the back. If you want to do just a skating party, we've got party rooms that kind of go right along the side of our skating rink as well.
Oh, speaking of the skating rink, can you tell me about the mural over there? It looks really cool. I had the opportunity to go check it out the other day.
Yeah, so right now there's only one muralist in there, but we do have another one coming along the wall. So BB, I'm so sorry I don't know your last name, but BB is a very talented artist who currently attends College of the Mainland, and she is painting a fantastic mural. It's super funky, super out there, super abstract. We are here for it. So there is local art. Local artists have put their mark on text all over the place. There's more murals going up this week. So whenever you stop in, make sure you take selfies with all of that artwork, not just BB's, but everybody's, and tag us on Facebook.
So I reached out to one of the artists there, and I was like, "Hey, how much would it cost to paint a wall in my house?" And so I think I'm going to be doing that. So he was really kind, really quick, and I was like, "That's cool. I just got to make it happen and pull the trigger." I got to ask my wife first. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't ask her.
Could be a good surprise.
Well, it would be a great surprise now that you think. I like that. I like that's a good idea. Maybe she's listening now, maybe not. Okay. Jordan, can you remind everybody about the really cool event that's going to be taking place later this month with the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, so we have our annual membership banquet on March 25th. Like I said, limited tables available.
My wife just texted me and said I'm listening. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Okay. Sorry, Jordan. Keep going.
Yeah, we have our annual membership banquet coming up on March 25th. There's options to both be in person and also online, courtesy of Gardy. And tickets are limited. We're only doing tables right now. So if you guys are interested, go on our website or give me or Jessica a phone call, and we'll be happy to help you out.
All right. Rayanne, is there anything else you'd like to share this morning?
I don't think so. Have I forgotten something?
No, we talked about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really cool things happening, and I know Friday is going to be an opportunity for some people to come get a sneak peek and a taste of what is coming. Oh, I know. One final question. Do we have an estimate of when the final product will be done? Maybe this summer or later?
Yes and no. So all of our big like restaurant builds, all of that is expected to be completed by summer. However, we're always changing and growing and adapting. So Jerome has only owned the mall for 1 year, and it took him exactly 1 year to lease the entire mall. So we're redeveloping spaces. We're moving in. We're filling that Palais Royal space. I don't know if I can share about that just yet, but we're filling that Palais Royal space. We've got some other attractions coming in that I know I can't talk about. So it's ever changing. We've got some other things in the works that we'll probably announce here fairly soon, but I think we've got a couple more months of development and expansion going, but in the meantime, those other attractions will be open for you guys to enjoy.
Well, it's fun to watch and just even be a part of it from afar. If somebody wants to come check it out, is that something they could come even talk to y'all at the office there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want more information about Mainland City Center, what we're doing, how you can get plugged in or involved, you can stop by the administrative office. I office in there as well as my counterpart, Gabby. We are located right next to the Right Move storage facility. So not the glittery Mainland City sign, but the one to the far right, located right next door to Tex.
Jordan, thank you to you and the Chamber for coming in today and helping make today possible and bringing in Rayanne. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And Rayanne, you're awesome. I'm excited about everything happening in Mainland City Center. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Radio, I got Water Grove Event Venue here in studio. We're going to be talking about all the cool things that are coming up, including an event that's happening tomorrow that you can come to. I'm going to kick this on the FM right now. Here we go.
While fun and exciting.
Good morning. This is KHEA Radio. Right now it's 11:20 on a Wednesday, and I have Catherine Rudolph here in studio with Water Grove Event Venue. Catherine, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for hanging out today.
Yeah.
I think first things first, we need to talk about what in the world is happening tomorrow and who can come out for it.
Yeah, so tomorrow is our ribbon cutting with the Texas City Lamarck Chamber of Commerce and also the League City Chamber of Commerce. So we're doubling up, doing a big ribbon cutting, almost like a grand opening for us. And then we've got an open house that follows that. It's only 1 hour. It's from 4 to 5 p.m. And anybody's welcome to come, completely open to the community, completely free. And we're going to have free food. So it doesn't get much better than that.
And there's going to be vendors out there as well?
Yeah, we've got some of the vendors that are connected with us. So if you're hosting an event, you've got something coming up. Even your wedding, we've got some people that work with us on weddings that are going to be out there. One of our caterers is going to be there so you can sample some food. And we do a custom grazing table is what it's called. So it's like meats and cheeses and fruit that we include with some of our packages for the wedding. And we're going to have a sample table of that out too.
So what style of venue are y'all? Do y'all take care of everything or sometimes let the bride and groom handle it? Can they bring someone in? How does it usually operate?
So you can bring in your own wedding planner. Absolutely. You're welcome to do that. The venue is very classic in style. It's got very cool colors that are in there, like grays and blues. It's got gorgeous wood floors that run throughout the main hall. And it's really, I call it a chameleon because no matter what kind of wedding or event you're doing there, the color palettes that are in the building are so compatible with anything that you want to do. So no matter what your event is, there's a space for you.
All right. So everyone's invited. Anybody that is able to come out. That's Thursday, tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. And it's going to be set up and looking nice, right?
Yeah, so we'll have one of our big rooms set up like a fundraiser or like a big dinner. So it could be for a wedding ceremony, anything like that. And then we're going to have our terrace room that is set up, which is our indoor-outdoor space for an actual wedding ceremony to just kind of give some inspiration if people are looking to host their wedding there to plan it, then they can get some ideas.
You know, traditionally it would be a wedding or a fundraiser or maybe even like a county renting it out. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But I saw something about like the Italian festival, the little Italian.
The Little Italy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That y'all are going to be helping with.
Right. So that's on Saturday. That's going to be out there. So it's on our property. It's a completely outdoor event. And then we're the old Sussens Furniture building was. It's all torn down now and leveled, but that property all right there. So there's going to be great food. I know they're doing a bunch of giveaways, and we're really excited to be able to team up with them. But yeah, that's on Saturday. It's all day from like 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
They had it last year I think it was the first time last year.
Yeah.
And I was only able to see pictures and stuff, but it looked awesome.
Yeah, I didn't go to it last year. I didn't know anything about it, if I'm being honest. And we found out about it this year, and now we get to team up with them. And I'm excited. We've got tickets to go.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That makes sense. I'd be like, well, yeah, I have to come check it out. You're gonna,
right. You're on my
partnering
place.
together on this,
Yeah.
right? Okay, cool. So can we talk about some of the vendors that are going to be there?
Yes,
tomorrow?
I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got great teams of people. We get asked all the time when bride and groom come in or people are holding a party and they want to know, can we bring in our own stuff? You know,
Mm-hmm.
how does it work? And I mean, short answer, sure, you could. But we have the best vendors and just great relationships with these people that are around here in the community. So one of the people that are coming in, my favorite, I think, of everybody, I guess I shouldn't say that. I like them all. But it's called Oh What Fun Selfie. And so she does a really cool balloon display. And then there's a selfie ring so you can get in there and, you know, take pictures and everything. And it's just always so fun. It's a very whimsical kind of setup. She does all types of parties. So even if you were holding like a baby shower, if you were renting one of the rooms to do that and you wanted to have a place to do photos, she does such a cute display. So she's going to be there at the event. There's another one called Majestic Events and Entertainment. So DJ service, special event lighting if you wanted something extra. They also have those real big marquee letters. So if you wanted to spell out love or whatever.
Marry me. That's what I sometimes see.
Yeah, anything like that. They'll be there. And there's a few others too. We've got quite a list of them that are going to be in, but that's just a couple.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the most important vendors are? Like if you're going to have, everybody tries to operate in a budget.
Right.
Usually weddings and events, you always go over just because that's the nature of it. You want it all, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody has the venue and they have like a budget that they're working with, what do you think the most important things are?
So outside of food and your location, of course, those two you pretty much have to have. I would say it's going to be your photography and videography because that's what captures the memory, right? And you're not with everybody and you're not able to see everything that's going on, like as the bride and groom. So that person who's capturing those moments for you helps you to fill in the gaps. And you know, when you guys got married, maybe it was different for y'all, but we don't remember like half of what happened.
I remember it all. I'm just kidding. I have a really good memory.
Yeah, but I mean, I do too. But when I look back at like my picture album and go back and watch video, it's like, oh, wow, I forgot that person was there or I forgot that conversation. And then you get to remember those moments. So I think that's the most important. I know Clear Life Media is going to be out there and that's who's included in our packaging whenever we do our packages for weddings. And so they're going to be out there. You can meet them and just kind of get a look into what's available.
Why not go with the best? You know,
I mean, yeah. Why
you
not?
can make it happen and you can just go with the best and you just do it, right?
That's the way to do it.
So I was talking to a photographer earlier today and she's awesome. And we've worked with her very newly, like as of yesterday. And I'm going to have her come photograph my son's birthday.
Oh, nice.
But she's just amazing. So she was talking about her style of photography. More getting reactions. You know, you get the event, but you also want to get the people. And I was like, well, that's perfect for weddings and having that get to meet your vendors and say, hey, are we a good fit? Kind of see their work and make sure it's a good fit for you.
I met a lady yesterday. It's Magnifique Portrait is the name of her company. And she's got like 30 years in the industry. And she does, you know, portraits and weddings, all kinds of stuff, outdoor, indoor. And just to hear her talk, she's one of the newer vendors that we're teaming up with. And she's supposed to be actually writing something about us on her blog. And she would be a great person to look up, you know, if you're looking for a photographer like that, because it's just, you've got to be able to capture those moments. That's the most important thing for you.
Yes. So tomorrow, it's an opportunity to come check out the venue.
Yeah.
If somebody hasn't been before, can you tell them where it is? And then I guess what y'all offer across the board?
Yeah, so we're located in Dickinson, Texas, and we're like a little gem that's kind of tucked away back by the bayou. And right now there's some construction. So if your GPS says to turn on Water Street, don't listen. Just don't listen to it.
But when construction's done, then you will be able to. It'll be nice.
It's going to be so awesome to have that entrance. So when you're getting there, you got to go down 517 and then turn on Medical Park. It's just a couple hundred feet there off the freeway once you turn onto 517. And then you'll see us back there. It's a beautiful red brick building. And we are open to any kind of event, special event, and to weddings. So we've got graduation parties that are scheduled this year because people are, graduating and able to do those ceremonies again. We've got weddings that are coming up, corporate fundraisers. It could even be corporate planning meetings. Like if a company just wanted a break from the office and they wanted to come in and they've got 10 or 15 people, or maybe you've got more like 50. We've got space that'll accommodate that. So it's everything all across the board, any kind of special event.
So Clifford with Majestic Events and Entertainment said
Clifford,
they're excited. So they're going to be out there. You have an opportunity to meet them, see them in action, and then just go ahead and kind of have that person in mind whenever you're booking your event. Definitely.
He's bringing his setup too. So like his marquee letters are going to be out there. You can see what he offers.
Okay, so I have an idea. I'm going to just be writing down my ideas. This is something I do, and I hate it when someone does it to me where they're just like, hey, you should do this. And I'm like, I got more than enough stuff on my plate right now, but unless it's like,
what is it?
It's a good idea. An outdoor stage facing the bayou, so you just have bands and dance.
It would be gorgeous.
Right.
We've got this beautiful patio right outside of our main hall. I was just telling a friend the other day, I need someone who wants to do a small wedding, like 10 to 20 person, very personal, micro wedding, because I have the most amazing design, just like you're saying, backing up to the water at dusk. That would be beautiful. So if you're listening and you've got that friend that's getting married, call us, let us know, because oh my gosh, it would just be the most gorgeous little outdoor wedding.
So last year, I heard the term micro weddings a lot because
of COVID,
due to everything and videos, and we'll spread it to more people, live stream so they can attend, right?
Right.
So how big and how small is a micro wedding in your opinion?
So a micro wedding can be anywhere from like bride and groom and the mother and father of the bride, like really, really simple, where you've got 6 to 10 people in attendance, up to about 30 people is what we consider a micro. And so we've got different packaging. If you wanted to just have the venue so that you could get the photography and have the location for your ceremony, then we've got pricing for that. Or if you wanted to do the ceremony like that and then have a dinner as well, it's going to be on the lower end of your budget, but still just as elegant, just as gorgeous, and micros and minis. So we do like brunches on Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays, and then we do weekday and weeknight micro and mini wedding packages too.
Okay, so there's different price points. You can kind of work with somebody's budget if they trying to make something happen. Like we don't want it all day. We're just doing a micro wedding.
Yeah, you want an hour or two in the building. You want hors d'oeuvres and you want a photographer there. Then yeah, we've got a package for you.
Okay, so I guess the first time I heard Water Grove was last year. It was an interesting time to transition into this business.
Very.
Right? How has the process been so far?
Big learning curve. I've done a lot of events and some weddings in my life, just, over the years. And so having the venue now is it was a big venture for us, a new business venture for our family. And it was probably the craziest time to try to acquire something like that because all the rules changed. So everything that you thought you knew was thrown out the window because people weren't allowed to gather. And then when they were allowed to gather, there were all these new guidelines that were in place, which we do all of that to make sure people are safe, that they're comfortable when they come in. Our staff and our vendors, we ask them to wear a mask. They're required to whenever they're at an event and providing services. We'll temperature check at the door if our patrons would like us to do that. We do leave the option to the client per event if they want to have a mask on and require that for their guests or leave it as an option. But our staff will all wear a mask just to keep everybody safe. And then we've got extra cleaning measures that are in place to make sure that things are disinfected even more. Not that we didn't before, but just even more to make sure it's clean and healthy. But like all of those things start coming into play, and people are, they pumped the brakes on, am I supposed to gather? Do I go there? So as people are finding out that we're open, it's almost like this breath of fresh air for everyone where, I can celebrate this moment, with my family and my friends. And we're just happy to be part of that story with everybody. That's the goal of Water Grove, is to keep building those stories in the community, keep building families and memories for Galveston County.
So personally, I've had the opportunity to go to a wedding at Water Grove.
Yeah.
I've been to a gala that was a hybrid virtual as well as a limited number of people there.
Yes.
I've been to dinners. I've been to fundraisers. I've been to an open house. Those are some of the things that have happened since y'all have been
since
open.
July of last year.
So what's something that y'all haven't had the opportunity to do yet that you would love to bring into Water Grove?
I would love to do a trunk show, a bridal trunk show. That's on our short list as far as goals, and to do a photo shoot, a bridal photo shoot, where we could offer the opportunity for brides to see different options with florals and gowns so that they could get an idea of what they could do for their wedding.
Whenever you get like all those wedding dresses and gowns and talking to all these brides, does that make you want to renew your vows?
We were talking about doing something at 20 years.
Yeah.
Seriously. So, yeah, this summer will be 17. So we're not
Might as well just do it now. 17, 18, 19, 20. Just knock them all out.
Right. There you go. There you go. I think it would be fun to do something like that. I mean, it's just to reinvent all of that in your wedding day and recreate it.
Does your husband feel the same way?
Yeah, he was down for it. He's like, do whatever you want. Like, I'm going to show up like I did on our wedding day the first time. So
I thought he planned it.
Oh,
He was 20.
Yeah.
We were talking about that last night. I went out to dinner with Sergio, who is newly married, and I think he may be holding an event at Water Grove.
Yeah, they're getting married
as well.
in June.
Yeah. And so we're talking to, Jennifer, my wife, who is your sister,
Yeah.
kind of talks about how y'all's dad says, I thought he was 21, the whole time. That's at least that's what
He
my
also
wife
thought his
says.
name was Todd for
Todd.
the longest. So, I mean,
I could see that. Looks like he could be a Todd. Josh, shout out to Josh. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening at Water Grove.
yeah.
But that's not it, because there's a new church that's opening as well that you and your husband are going to be pastoring.
Yeah, Seawall Church. It's one of the campuses of Abundant Life. So in Galveston, it's a short throw away from where we are right now, but we're really excited. There is a ton of construction all day, every day that's happening. So the building's getting completely re-outfitted to be a cutting-edge church, and it's right there on the seawall. So you're just looking at the ocean while you're in service.
So I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true, and I may not be supposed to say any of this, but there may be some events held there as well in the future, possibly, once it's done. It's like Water Grove Junior.
Yeah, we're talking about holding events at Water Grove Junior. I like that. Yes, the answer is yes, that we're going to be planning some stuff because it's the perfect spot. And during the week when there aren't things going on, or Friday and Saturday nights when people are down there to vacation, I mean, it's just a beautiful location. And with all the fun stuff, the bells and whistles that we're putting in the building, it'd be a great place to do some special events.
I agree.
Yeah.
So can we remind people one more time what's going on? I guess the rest of this week, there's a couple opportunities to go check out Water Grove.
Yeah, so tomorrow from 4 to 5, we've got our open house and our ribbon cutting that are going to be happening there at Water Grove. We've got complimentary food that's going to be there from some of our caterers, and then meeting some of our other vendors that are part of our team there at Water Grove. And then on Saturday, the Little Italy Festival is going to be there. It's all day long outside on the property. And I think they've got some great food and prizes and things that they're going to be giving away. Just a really good family gathering point.
That's cool. And the League City Regional Chamber of Commerce is going to be out there tomorrow.
Yeah, the League City and the Texas City Lamarck Chambers.
So today I had the Texas City Lamarck Chamber on the radio earlier today. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm scheduled to go, and I'm going to leave this as a mystery. Where will I be? We're going to do a drone interview.
Oh, cool.
With the League City Regional Chamber of Commerce. So that's going to be fun. And I've had this thought for a while, right? So this is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm going to start my own chamber, and it's going to be called the KHEA Commerce. Like, that's it, KHEA Commerce. And I'm going to come out, I'm going to cut a ribbon, and then they can be a part of my commerce club.
Okay.
And so I'll be there maybe tomorrow if you want to join my commerce club. It's really easy.
I'm in.
You just ask me to come out.
Okay. Done. Will you come out?
Yes.
Good.
So that's tomorrow, 4
Tomorrow,
o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Thursday at the Water Grove event venue in Dickinson, Texas. If you haven't been before, what's the best way for them to find out any information, phone number, address?
So you can follow us on social media, on Facebook and on Instagram, both. We've got information. It's The Water Grove. You'll find us, or thewatergrove.com. That's our website, and it has all the details and some really cool pictures that are on there too.
Is there anything else you'd like to share this morning?
I just want everybody to come out and enjoy what we have tomorrow so they can see the venue and see what dates we've got available for your event. We'll be doing some discounts tomorrow too. So like if you come out tomorrow and you know that you want to get married in November and you want to go ahead and secure your date with us, then we've got discounts that are going to be in place during the open house.
Thank you for hanging out this morning.
Yeah, it was fun.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.